What's going on, guys? Season 3 is here. We've got a new meta, a new style of weapon. The TTK is lowered. You don't just die when you get shot now. No more AUG, no more M16. It feels good. You can run multiple SMGs, multiple ARs, and even just run the sniper as the main now, and it just feels like such more of a smooth game, and I am overall enjoying it. In this video, I'm going to discuss my favorite 3 ARs. I'll go into detail, I'll show you the builds, I'll show you maybe alternative builds you can run with, and pretty much just tell you my favorite 3, and we'll go from here. As always, please hit that like. Don't forget to comment if you don't agree with my list, or if you think there are better weapons to put on the list. And let's just get straight into the video. My first weapon of choice, number 3 on the list, is the Krig. This gun is slowly becoming up there. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying it more and more every day. I don't know, it feels a bit like the Kilo did originally. However, it's got a noticeable bounce when you shoot, but you know, if you can bring it down, I can control it with the mouse. I'm not sure what it's like on controller. However, every time I spectate my friends that are on controller, they seem to use this weapon quite well. So in this build, I use the agency suppressor. It's pretty clear, more range. You're not on the map as when you're shooting, and just an overall suppressor in this game feels good. I use the Rager 19.7 barrel, and that is purely because I want more range over the stray speed of the last barrel, and it just seems to be the best to get that extra speed, and it seems to be the best barrel to use for the extra distance and velocity. I use the 3x scope. I don't change anything other than 3 times. It feels like the VLK a little bit to me. There is still a bit of a weird zoom when you're playing with these Cold War weapons when you zoom in. However, this just seems to be work for me. There is, like I said, a little bit of a notable horizontal bounce. However, use the underbarrel of the field agent grip to negate it, and it is smooth. Now, we use the 60 round mag, and this is purely because if you use the fast round mag, your reload is faster. However, your ADS is slower. I would rather have a slower reload than a slower ADS, especially if you're in a situation where someone's running at you and you're paired with an SMG, you run out of bullets and you got to quickly swap to this weapon and shoot down the sights as quick as you can to kill that last member of the team. Now, I have seen a different version of this weapon where you remove the sight and you put a stock, either the Raider stock, or you remove the underbarrel, put a rear grip on and play with this, or run the 45 rounds and use this as a main weapon. It's pretty fun. I don't know if it kills as quick as it should. However, it does seem to work quite well, the iron sights, and the iron sights aren't too bad. Now, there's a reason why I don't run the Pharaoh every day. I know it's a good weapon, and that's pretty much because of the iron sights. However, these iron sights do seem smooth, and they do seem quite well. I do recommend them, and this is another version of the gun you can use. Anyway, let's get into the second gun that of my choice, the Cold War AK-47. It is a good gun, I'm telling you. Once you get used to it, it's really strong. It's quite well. This is a different build, I know. I'm going against my word of using an agency suppressor. However, you can put it on, and I will show you an alternative build. Well, in this build, I'm using the 20-inch last barrel, and that's purely because I'm using this as more of an SMG than a long-range weapon. So I want that effective damage range and also the strafe movement speed. That's why also I put on the last stock, the skeletal stock, and pretty much when you shoot, you can strafe left and right faster without, like, it's ridiculous how it works. It took me a while to get used to it. I was against it a long time with the FFAR last season. However, I did adjust to it finally, and now I just put on all my weapons. I know the iron sights do seem small with this gun. They really, really do. There's nothing around it. You're just going to have to get used to it. The alternative is like, actually, let me finish with this first. The underbarrel, the Spetsnet, you know, horizontal, vertical recoil. You need it with this gun. The 45 rounds purely for the ADS speed. The bullets are slower. The bullets do more damage, so you don't run out of bullets as quickly as you do with the other guns. So I find it quite good to use. And the Serpent Wrap purely for the ADS. Now, there is a bit of a debate between the Speed Wrap, the Speed Tape, and the Serpent Wrap. However, I just go with the Serpent Wrap. If you want the exact attachments to use, go to Game Data and it will help you, as well as JGod. However, JGod has recommended this exact build. That's where I got the inspiration from. And I have mixed and matched it a little bit. I put the skeletal stock on and the Serpent Wrap. That was my changes. A different change you can do, you can get rid of the Spetsnet grip, get rid of the skeletal stock, put on the suppressor so you know, silence on the map, and then put an optic on it. I recommend the micro. I just like the smaller, look down the sights. You don't really need to worry about the underbarrel because you're not trying to negate too much recoil because you pretty much have sights. You shoot them in close range and you can control the recoil a lot easier. There is one more build that I do recommend, and that is putting a 3 times on this weapon, using it at range, and putting a 60 round mag on it, and also removing the ADS Serpent Wrap and putting the Spetsnet grip on it to help that recoil at longer range. This gun is quite good. I did find it a little bit difficult at times, past 150 meters to control. However, for close range up to 150 meters, it's pretty spot on. It rivals the Modern Warfare version, the AK-47. However, that AK-47, the Modern Warfare version now, seems to have a lot more recoil than the Cold War version. And now we'll get into my last pick, Multiple people have told me to run the Growl again. The Growl is back. The Growl is insane. I was always a fan of the Growl. Then I kind of forgot about it. Then I brought it back and used it and just used it on high ping servers to negate some kind of ping. However, I've changed a few things. I've tweaked it. I take away the VLK and I put on the no stock and I run it as an SMG and it just slaps. It really, really does. The iron sights are crisp. I can't tell you more than enough that I wish every gun had iron sights like this. Now, the iron sights do vary per build. Now, the customization, let me have a look here. Now, the gun that I use is the Shadow Sight. I find that it has really good iron sights. The gun that I didn't like was the Motherload. There is something weird about those iron sights. As much as I want the dismemberment feature, I am not using those iron sights at all. Now, what I recommend for this build is the Monolithic Suppressor. Now, obviously, the attachments are very different for Modern Warfare as it is for Cold War. The Monolithic Suppressor is the best for this gun, hands down. Also, the barrel. The Archangel I prefer over the Nexus. Can't tell you why. I just always use the Archangel, and that's just what it's been for me since day one. So I haven't changed, and the recoil feels really good and easy to control. Now, the Commando foregrip to help also control it. It feels like the kill at range. Once again, just barely any movement. People always come in my chat saying, how you have no recoil. It's not no recoil. It's literally the gun. There's just barely any recoil to control. So, you know, it's easy to just play this gun. It is very much a beginner's gun. And also, I just overall just enjoy it. It just feels really, really good. And we put the 60 round. Now, there is a debate that the 50 round is better purely because of the movement speed. And you get a little bit of a quick ADS. I go 60 because there's so many times where I've run out of bullets, even on the 60, and I needed 1 or 2 to kill people. And I just feel more comfortable running with the extra 10. Now, I'll give you some honorable mentions for my last guns. I won't go much into detail, and I'll give you the reasons why I didn't choose them. Honorable mention, the Ram 7. I actually really, really do love this gun. I just didn't put it on my list because it seems to just run out of bullets all the time now. I feel like there's a little bit of a change. It's hit and miss every day. I don't know if I want to use that long range or close range. And it is always trusty. You know what? It is always in my loadout, and I pull it out at times, but I don't run it every day. And I find that if I come against more than 1 or 2 or 3 people and I'm using it at range, I'll run out of bullets and I might crack them all without killing them. So that is honorable mention number 1. Honorable mention number 2, the Farah. Look, I know this gun is strong. I know it slaps. I know it is completely the most ridiculous gun that's out right now with the TTK if you hit a headshot or whatever. I can't see with it. The iron sights, I'm just going to say, are trash. Every time I go to shoot someone, I lose them. And I put a sight on it. It feels slow on the ADS. So for me, it's just not my weapon. I know when you use it, it doesn't move. But if I can't see, then what's the point of it being really good if I'm missing everything? Let's get into honorable mention number 3. Number 3, the AMAX. Look, it's good. I've always been a bit iffy on the AMAX. It's consistent, but it's going to get nerfed. I feel like they're trying to push us towards the Cold War guns. The difference right now is that the AMAX is so consistent compared to the Cold War guns, and they have more of a bounce, that I feel like they're going to change something to make it more like the Cold War guns, so that they can be used with the AMAX, and so it's not just Modern Warfare focused. But it's going to get nerfed. I'm not going to fall in love with it because they're going to change it and it's going to suck. So yeah, that's just why I don't use this gun. Anyway, I really hope you enjoy my list and my honorable mentions and this kind of style of content. Please let me know in the comments below if you want me to keep doing this. I'll do the SMGs next. If I get enough likes, I'll just push it out next week. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers, guys.